you come from? Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing. Where do you come from? Where you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing.
Hey, we're live. Welcome everyone. Episode 59. That's right. We're coming at you guys. Welcome and bienvenue to the late night show with Rudiggz and Nads, and we're calling it the Maple Gamer Show. I'm kind of running with something where I make up something new every single week, and hopefully one of those will stick in my head. A cloud gaming talk show where two Canadian cloud and gaming hosts chat about everything GFN in the past week and the latest on Bungie's Destiny 2. So I'm joined, as always, by my super co-host, leveling up the podcast, as always, Sebastian, aka Nads614. How are you doing this Sunday evening?
I'm doing well. Just enjoying my weekend, taking advantage of the nice weather we have outside before winter gets here, right?
Exactly. It's gonna get chilly soon, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been like starting to get colder and colder, but yeah.
And when it's cold, we come inside and play some video games. So what have you been up to playing this week?
Well, this week, I play a lot of Destiny 2 as usual, yes. And also I play some Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. I play with you. We play a couple games that was pretty good. We did a stream. I think we only had the closed beta until the end of the weekend. So quite interesting game. The same thing what you said and the rest of the people said is like feel like Destiny, because it's like you do those strike and then you go to a tower or like a main lobby, I guess, with everybody there. I found it quite interesting. I think it's pretty good after you get a couple of good weapons. I don't know what's next, what's else. Like I feel like this was more a stress test for the server and verifying everything is running smoothly. I had some issue with GFN, not with GFN, but like my connection was shutting down. I was like, what the hell is happening? My Steam software was on and was downloading some update, and I was like, oh, that's why. But overall, the game ran pretty good. I didn't see any issue. The graphic was great. I just found that doing the story mission, it's kind of repetitive because that's all they have for now. I wonder if they're gonna add, like, let's say some PvP or the story, maybe a main story. That would be quite interesting to see, right?
Yeah. There was a lot of cool features, but it was like a real big like zombie hack and slash type of game in my opinion. And all throughout the weekend you could see everybody who was a little bit connected to GFN received this closed beta test, because I think every streamer was sort of on this game this weekend, and you could really see a lot of the gameplay. A lot of people were on mission 4. Levels already ranking up to 11, I saw. So a lot of people putting the grind in, getting those weapons upgrades, and really taking advantage of those builds. But other than that, I know there's some other games two other games. Nads, your list is...
Yeah, sorry. I just need to... I keep adding them, but... the other game I play is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, I'm trying to complete it before... I'm just like...
Before the end.
Yeah, the end, before the end. So yes, I was on Stadia because I ran out of the Ubisoft Plus, because I tell you the truth, I just want to get 1 month of Ubisoft Plus so I can play on GFN, because like the graphic are way better. Like I feel like it runs smoothly, and to get all the DLC and stuff like that. So what am I gonna do is like finish the main story and then get back on GFN afterwards. And who knows, maybe it's gonna get transferred to PC. I don't know what's the situation with Ubisoft and also with Destiny with Bungie. But the other game I played was Cavalry on xCloud with you, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we were
we play
shouting
with
at
the
each
group
other.
there. Yeah, it was pretty fun actually. I like that kind of game. I've seen it before. I've seen the Cavalry one, and I was like,
Chivalry.
Chivalry. Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
call
what
it
it was called.
cavalry. I guess I say it in French or no? I don't know. Anyway, so this game you basically play first-person shooter. Like it's a first-person or a third-person perspective, and you can have different type of weapon, medieval weapon, and you basically have a massive map of like fighting each other. It made me think a little bit Battlefield, but medieval, where you had to complete objective and move forward and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
team objectives. That was one of the ones.
But it was pretty interesting, but like a complex game. Like you got different technique to hack and slash. I really like the marksman, but the archer, because I just like to snipe people from afar, and I had some good moment where like I headshot people. It was pretty great. Pretty happy to see that. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I played so far. I ran some tests with GFN, verifying some of the game, which game I have that function on there. I want to play Valheim on GFN. I have it. I bought it when it was on sale, so I want to get into that, and it's gonna be great. But that's pretty much it for me over like the last week. Destiny 2, I play it, and I'll talk about it in a few minutes, just before we talk about the TWAB.
Yeah, cool.
What about yourself? What did you play?
So me, I'm hitting sort of that dilemma. I think I was talking to you a little bit about this, is where I've just got too many options and I need to like almost peel back and sort of come up with like a list of what I'm going to be playing and what I need to be focusing on, because with the PC, with the PlayStation 5, I just the xCloud and the PC Game Pass, like there's my mind is on overload. I keep scrolling through these massive lists of games I've never played before, and they all look so cool. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to actually sit down and play games I want to play. So I've written like a short list, and I know that I want to get through Returnal. So I'm playing Returnal. I've gotten the sword, which is really helpful because now I can break through these walls. I can get health. I can take down these enemy turrets, which were really bugging me without the sword. Next, I need to get this grappling hook to be able to get to places. The game is extremely difficult, but incredibly sci-fi, next level. I came across this 20th century house. I found a key. I went into it. I realized it was my house. I was like, what is happening? I'm on this alien space planet, and then all of a sudden this astronaut shows up out of nowhere. Like, it's just like this thriller and complex story that just keeps you guessing and wanting more and more, and why am I here? So I'm really digging into that one. And then when I want to take a step back and maybe not play as difficult gameplay, I'm playing Horizon Forbidden West. And that game is just, oh my, so beautiful. Like the rain falls on the character's face, the hair flowing, the dinosaurs are robotic. They're jumping and like making the crazy screeching transformer noises as you got the spear and you're using a bow and arrow against machine robots for some reason. I don't know why they think this is going to be working, but it does. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful game. So I think I'm really diving into there and trying to focus on those two titles. Because I got into Blasphemous and it was so much fun, right up my alley. Very much like Grime. You struggle and destroy everything in front of you, try to do it flawlessly so you can continuously get to the next area and fight the next boss with as much health as possible. And the graphics, oh my gosh, there's a scene where you have this helmet and it's like this long stick helmet. It's like a dunce cap, and you fill it up with blood, and then you put it back on your head, and you're like, that's how you're healing yourself. It's like just this really like
weird.
gory type of scenery. Like you talk to people who are like bound up in ropes and gagged, and it's like this crazy world that they've created, and just like extremely thrilling at the same time. Just like fully naked women that are on crucifixes and they're attacking you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you showing this?
That
It's
is
all like
crazy.
2D pixel art. So it's a PS4 title. It's also on a lot of other things. I found out it's on Switch, it's on Steam, it's on maybe even on GFN. I'm not sure.
It's quite possible. Like I know there's like a lot of game on GFN at the moment, so like that's the thing with PC game. There's like so many variety, or even like console game. Like you're talking about PlayStation 5. Sony has all their game in PlayStation. Like they have a lot of game, and Xbox has all their game. PC has tons of game too. It's just crazy the variety you can get. And then Luna is gonna be coming slowly in Canada. We'll see. They're coming out with new games, but I haven't really looked into it because I cannot really play it. So that would be quite interesting eventually when it comes up.
Yeah, exactly. But also on my gamer list, I jumped into some xCloud. I got into Chivalry 2 with you, and we were chopping arms in big grudge matches of medieval time. What I assume For Honor would be like if we were playing it. And it really sucks that we didn't get For Honor, but just like incredibly thrilling gameplay, and it's always fun to play with some teammates.
Actually, you can play on For Honor on GFN now.
Yeah, you can play For Honor on GFN. I noticed that. So, do you know if For Honor is like Chivalry 2?
Yeah, some sort. But I think more in the third person, you have it's like a massive crowd. Like, or you can have like a lot of AI with you. I want to say I've tried it before. I don't remember exactly, but I know my understanding is that it's a similar type where like you have to invade a castle or another place. So similar type of gameplay where it's like a horde fighting another horde.
Right. Yeah.
So that would be worth it to have a look at.
Everybody's a person in there, sort of like PvP.
Yeah.
And other than that, I played some Guardians of the Galaxy. I get that a lot of people enjoy that game. It may not be for me. I may be switching it up next week. I think I'm going to focus more on maybe some family gameplay, and I may be trying to rope my brother and sister into showing me the ropes on Minecraft. So I've never played Minecraft before.
Oh.
And I'll see what happens. Nads, feel free to join if you want to.
Yes, I'll be happy to join. Have played Minecraft before. I play it when it was on the alpha. It was just at the start. You could do very much basic. You didn't have any animals. You could only build like basic stuff and dig. So, and you have I played that like with my wife Sarah. Actually, we created a server and played together, just building stuff for the fun because we like those kind of thing. It's fun that you can create a server and do it yourself. So I like that.
Hannah, you want to show everyone your hat?
Oh,
look at this hat.
Is that a little frog?
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah. Her hat it reminds me of like Super Mario for some reason or something.
Oh, yeah. You wear a frog hat?
Yeah.
At some point? Yeah. One of the Super Mario on the Wii or something. But going back to Minecraft, very fun game, very basic, like in terms of like graphic. it like I know on PC you can add texture for the graphic, make it nicer, and you have all the square form. But like it was like I think the first survival type of game, survival building game, I guess,
Right.
because it came out at the same time as Terraria, or there was like pretty much similar. So you love Terraria, you're gonna love like Minecraft. It has a lot of secret, a lot of thing that at first it was just like building stuff. Now there's like almost like secret boss to find. So
Ooh.
yeah, so that's the interesting part. There's actually a story now behind it where before there was none. So you should be quite interested about it.
There's a lot to say. Oh, Bliss, I'm playing Forbidden West. So I beat Horizon Zero Dawn and all the expansions back when it first came out a long time ago with there was like the hot pools, not the hot pools. I lived in these things for 3 months. The Azores just at home with them. What am I trying to say? Hot Springs. Hot Springs. Yes, the Yellowstone Hot Springs was a DLC. So I beat that. Now I'm playing the new one. So you go all the way out to the west end. I'm making my journey out there. It's like forbidden. Everyone's saying, "Oh, you can't go out there because all the it's the brand new one, all PS5. It's shaping up to be pretty epic. Epic.
That's pretty sweet.
And then on GFN, I
yes.
played some Thymesia, incredibly difficult game where it's basically Dark Souls, but they took away the ability to block. Jesus. And they make me do this counter deflect thing. Oh, it's incredibly frustrating. And the bosses have 3 phases. And like I'm so used to just like anyways. I'll either beat this magician or I won't play it because I don't know. I already beat Sekiro, which apparently is the most difficult game ever. So I don't know. I feel like it's like an ebb and flow. I have to get back into the mood to play a very difficult game again.
And that's just it. Like those type of game, like if you stop playing for a while, then it's hard to get back into it. You have to parry in the right time and stuff like that. I can't remember any game I've played like this. The only game I make me think of, like, you know, with timing to parry or block on the right time is when I was playing Dead or Alive 2 on Dreamcast. I became a pro at this game because you could parry the attack and then do a grabbing and do a counter attack. So
that's a fighting game.
Yeah, it's a fighting game. That's totally different, but the concept of like parrying and stuff like that, that's the only time I've played a game like that. So I think that you should try one of the Dark Souls or anything like that. Probably gonna get into it. Hey, and then now I can try Elden Ring. So I'm just waiting for it to come on sale and I can jump into it. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. To be honest, I would say the closest game that I know you've definitely played would be Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, technically, because you can do those parry, right?
You can parry, you can counter. Like that game is very much, especially if you crank it up on master mode, it's very much like a open world Soulsy type game. Especially if you do those 3 heart challenge runs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the art challenge run. Like, are you talking about the sword? No.
No, the sword. I never did the sword. Sometimes I go back.
That was rough.
So brutal.
That one was rough. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think I only completed one of them, but that's probably it. So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna jump into some of that at some point and see how it goes, right?
Yeah. Let's jump into our destiny.
Yes.
The TWAB. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for the TWAB. All right. I need to share it first. Let's do the window. There we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm not on it. That's great. Here's this week at Bungie. So basically we have season, oh my god, not Season of the Lost. I keep saying that. Festival of the Lost coming up. And also we have like other things. So before I move on to the TWAB, at the moment, I'll just put that as a background, nice little background with our like ornament we're gonna get. So basically, we had the final season quest we did together, and like it kind of ended up like weird, if I remember right. So we get the last relic that it has body parts from Nazareth. So he was like a disciple, and I guess he was a traitor at the same time. So there's a lot of unknown what's gonna happen with that. But there should be a prologue because the quest finished, and I felt like it was like bland. There's something missing, so I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a prologue maybe after the Festival of the Lost. So we'll see. So yeah, so Festival of the Lost start on reset, so that should be interesting. And also we add a hotfix on Tuesday last week, and interesting enough, the hotfix was like there's nothing. So the changing some of the technique of how they do things, I guess, to I don't know if they have some future update and they want to change something, but it was kind of an interesting one where like a lot of people thought that was like there was a secret somewhere and everybody was looking into it. So it was quite interesting on Twitter to see some of the streamer like, you know, asking about it and seeing what the hell is going on type of thing. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we have. Also we got Zur this week. Zur doesn't have much going on. Like if as far as I know, what I've seen, it's not that exciting. But if you're really into it, I would suggest to have a look. And let me see here. Give me a second. All right, looking at Zur, what they have, I'm using DIM currently. So you have the Art Light Auto Rifle, pretty good if you're doing a GM, you need to change between Arc, Solar, and Void. Also for the Hunter, you get the Lyre and Shake, not a great roll. You have the Lion Rampant. If you don't have it, just get them because that's pretty good for a jumping puzzle as a Titan. And for the Warlock, you get the Crown Tempest, which is pretty good for this season. And the distribution is decent. It's not something I will go for. I usually try to aim for 65 and up. For weapon wise, we got the Dead Adder, which is a version of the Recluse. Recluse Solar, I guess, but I didn't find those perks being very good. I don't like the auto loading holster on that when you can have a reload speed. But the SMG here I really like is this one. So the Oculus SMG. I'm hoping soon we're gonna get this weapon craftable because they were talk about it. Other than that, like we have some of the other weapons that don't have that greatest of a role, as at least at what I found. Again, the Oculus there. The Oculus weapon are very good for if you're still using Warmind Cell. I think they nerf out the Warmind Cell so much that I haven't seen that many people using them. Probably gonna look to have a build. Other than that, with the Titan, terrible. So those rolls are terrible. But let's see with the Warlock. I've quickly looked at them the other day, and I found like there's a lot of under 60 total, as you can see. There's probably this one, but it's a bit flat, a bit not distributed like in the way you want. But that's what we have so far. Looking the Hunter, you have again, I think it was only the legs. Interesting enough, the legs has very high intellect. But again, this week for this, it's not that great of a Zur display. So we'll have to see in next week, I guess. Moving on with the TWAB. All right, so we have this season. I'm saying it again. Festival of the Lost coming like this on Tuesday. What else? There is a National Coming Out Day, which is on October 11. It's I guess the National Coming Out Day for the LGBTQIA plus community. So if you want to support them, just be there. There's also this. I'm pretty sure you got it to this transmat effect that when you teleport
Mhm.
from your ship, it's like a rainbow. I really like that one. I've been using that. Pretty cool. Other than that, we have a big change coming up for season 19. Destination material is going to be disappearing. Yes, I say that again. They're all going to disappear. All
Great.
those materials going to disappear. So the big thing is that you're not gonna lose them. So you're still gonna be able to use them until you run out. But like from now on, when you're doing activity in a planet, let's say on EDZ, instead of getting dust like shard, you're gonna get glimmer. Or same with the activity, you're gonna get like more glimmer. So the idea behind it, Bungie thought like there's too much of an economy, too much stuff for crafting and for like, you know, anything, right? So they're gonna remove that and they're gonna more look into the crafting items, so that which is gonna be pretty good. Other than that, the like I mentioned, you're still gonna be able to exchange some of it from Master Raoul for 5,000 glimmer for a stack of 20 destination material, or if you have less than that, then it's 250 glimmer for each of the material, which is pretty good. So it's coming out in season 19, so that's pretty good. But like what I would suggest is that you start exchanging, because 20 destination material for 5,000 glimmer, that's not much. I think we exchanged 5 of them for 10,000. So it might be worth it to exchange it in glimmer right away and then buy something that you can like delete, like a ship or something like that. Here there's like also like what's going to become the new cost. You got a nice table there. So like depending what you want to buy, and a prism or a shard, what you can get. So for one of each, you're gonna require 10 enhancement core, 10 legendary shard, and 10,000 glimmer. If I read that right. So it's gonna be basic, which is good. We're not gonna have to hoard all those inventory, basically.
Yeah, it's free up some slots because it's getting rough out there.
Exactly. So yeah, the price are gonna be changing also on some of the item, which is interesting because you have the moment of the lost light, which is the kiosk where you can buy older weapon. They're gonna change, reformat that. Also the mod for like getting some of the ghost mod is gonna be like going away, which is gonna be interesting. So they're gonna remove the tree materialist mod, which for Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard, which I don't think I ever used them anyway. It's just, or is that the one you get like legendary armor or something?
What do you
Anyway,
mean?
for the ghost mod, because I used the
Right.
one for those, but I thought they
Because you can get extra resources,
Mm, okay.
right? You can get extra things, like an extra engram.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
think
was
it is.
thinking, more the engram, but okay. But yeah, so they're getting rid of that, so it's gonna be easier. That's the overall. So that being said, if you're looking to buy stuff from Devon K or Failsafe, so they not gonna require the material for the area. Instead, it's gonna be converted into glimmers. So, and you're still gonna have access to bounties and stuff like that. So, and I think they're adding another bounty for a total of 4 bounties for all the destination. So to get more glimmer and XP, I guess. But the interesting part, I kind of missed it. So here, so the public event. So basically, doing an Eric public event, you will earn between 10 to 12K, And when completing a normal public event, you get 3,000 to almost 5,000 glimmer. So it's gonna be worth it to do public event just to farm for glimmer. So that's good because I usually ran out of glimmer just buying bounties. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be good to have that.
Glimmer poor.
Exactly. Moving on now, Destiny 2 in Brazil has opened a social space. So from my understanding, they can have a social media channel for Destiny 2, so something to keep lookout. Mr.
Nice.
Bruno there is going to be in charge of that area. Now moving to the big chunk of stuff. So mid-season weapon tuning, a lot of tuning on weapons. So a weapon architect, we have auto rifle. Auto rifle is getting an increase of stability stat and recoil reduction minus 20%, and that's for the 360 RPM and also the 450 RPM, which is the eye impact and precision frame. So we're gonna see that. So for precision frame only, we're gonna see an increase of critical multiplier by 1.5 to 1.55. It's not a lot, but it's enough to make it viable, like good to use in PvP. So there's gonna be like some change happening, which is great. The bows, again, the bows, they found like some of them, they're not that great. So they're gonna increase like the handling on some. Oh, they're reducing the handling, because remember, like for a while people were using Rihanna's bow and a bow, and they can swap easily and shoot you down. Well, they're gonna lower the handling for light frame and precision frame, and also the 0 to 100 handling stat, it's gonna go down, so it's gonna be a slight difference. So it's gonna slow down the TTK, which is good for like people still using that. Pulse rifle, there's gonna be some change on the bow end. Again, most of the architect type weapon they're changing is the ending one, right? The extreme low or extreme high. So here we have the adaptive pulse rifle at 390 RPM, and also the rapid fire frame 540 RPM pulse rifle. So here what we have some change is that we're balancing the effect of handling stat across all pulse rifle. There's increased effect on handling by 5% on IN, and reduce the effect of handling by 2% on low end. So it's gonna make it so, like, you know, like a lot of people use the pulse rifle all the time. The low RPM pulse rifle can hit hard, so it's gonna be making it so like it's all like equal a little bit. So as you can see, there's not massive change. It's just making it so like they're kind of stabilizing everything. Halo 5. So other than that, we have adjusting the damage fallout scale based on the range stats. So as you can see here, there's unchanged at 100 range, but 0 reduced from 60 meter to 50 meter. So it's not going to be as a range thing. So yes, everybody loved the Oculus SMG, and I got a God roll too, and I like to use it more. Adaptive pulse rifle, so we have some change here, a crit damage from 30.4 to 31.4, so it's like adding one more, so it's not a big difference. Also here, so they just like mentioning that it's reducing the TTK basically. So with like people with lower resilience, and they're gonna get destroyed as easily. And rapid frame, they get the zoom reduction from 19 to 18. So we're not gonna see a big difference. Scout rifle now. One of my favorite scout rifle, but they talk about eye impact at 150. So what they're gonna do is that they're gonna reduce the damage, body damage from 42 to 40, and the crit damage from 73.5 to 70. That's a massive change for a low RPM scout rifle. I guess, is that gonna affect the Dead Man Still, is that considered like high impact? But I guess like they what they were mentioning is that they buffed them too hard, so now they turning it back. So we'll see. Sidearms. So sidearms, they try to make it better for engagement. So they increase the auto aim fall off distance by 30% across the board, which is great. There's no change if you have rangefinder in it, but I like that idea. Submachine gun. A lot of people use a light frame SMG and instead adaptive frame. It's used less because it has the same stat, but like lightweight frame is a little bit better because the IPM is higher, so your TTK is better. So in this case, you're gonna modify it so you make it the adaptive frame a little bit better. So in general, they reduce the fall off N, so the distance of fall off from 24 meter to 23 meter across the board. Precision frame, increase the base damage by from 16 to 17. Crit goes from 22.4 to 23.8. Reduce the zoom from Shira's Rat. And friction fire from 16 to 15. Tell you the truth, I've seen that gun. I'm keep getting killed by that freaking weapon all the time. And my P, they kind of nerfing it, but it's not nerfing it to the max, right? Light frame SMG reduced base damage from 11 to 10.85. So as you can see, those numbers are like slight change, and we'll see what happens. Fusion rifle now. We got the reduce the effect of intrinsic precision frame as per recoil direction by 50%. So it's gonna make it so precision frame is not always being used like crazy. We got glaive. Hey N7, how's it going? Moving into the glaive. The glaive, the main thing is the shield damage resistance. It's crazy. You use a rocket on someone that has a block on the glaive and it doesn't kill it. I noticed that in PvP, so they're gonna reduce it so it's not like a freaking barricade or something like that. Even a barricade would like just get destroyed. But sniper rifle, they're gonna increase the settle time after receiving flinch. So they've noticed that people were still able to snipe even if they were flinching, and they're gonna remove that, but they're not gonna affect the PvE side of things. They're making similar change in season 19 for linear fusion rifle. Trace rifle, they tried to put it back to make it like valuable to use it in PvP. So they gonna increase the effective stability stat as on recoil reduction, a low N from like 10% to high N a stat of 25%. So it's gonna make it a little bit better.
They need to nerf the linear fusion rifle because it's just you pull it out every single time you're in any boss encounter. It's like pull out my Rudiggz Regret, pull out the Cataclysm. Like, there's no other. They need to. I thought they were going to bring machine guns up to a place where they're competing, but they really don't compete as like heavy damage.
That's just it. It depends on the perk you have on it, right? So, rocket launcher, they're increasing the blast radius across the board, which I like. Some perk, gunshot straight, they're gonna remove the odd zero from activation, which is not gonna be as annoying. Rangefinder, to remove the additional 20% bonus from aim assist fall off, and that's when the round is falling off. Jade Rabbit, they're gonna reduce the aim assist by 20%, so that's very good. Lord of the Wolf, they doing a lot of change there again. It's too powerful for PvP still. No Time to Explain has been being used a lot. There's already some change happening for those pulse rifle, but specifically they're gonna reduce the recoil direction stat from 90 to 73 and the aim assist from 45 to 40. Wrist runner, I didn't see that much, but like apparently the shield, the arc shield you get is too much in PvP, so they're gonna reduce it down to 15%. And there's a bunch of future items you're gonna plan to look at, especially linear fusion rifle again, Lawrence Drive and Arbalest being used a lot in PvP. So we'll have to see. And as you mentioned, machine gun balancing, they're gonna try to make it a better option for PvP and also PvE. So, and what we can see here is like remove damage penalty to DMT at 5 stack to of cranial spikes. So that should be interesting. Other than that, we have an update coming out on Tuesday because we got the new festival coming up. Also, we have a few video. I cannot play the sound, but this one is pretty good. It's about the lore behind the Fallen and the Traveler. If you want to have a look, go on the TWAB. It has a good explanation of what happened exactly. Here we have a funny video where it's like the Pirate of the Caribbean in the background sound, and they have the movie going on. And other than that, art of the week, we have some pirate art. A girl wearing the weather and overall. So I guess it's like the design of like one of the ornament, and also a colorful one there. But that's pretty much it for the TWAB.
Well, thank you for sharing. Oh, and thanks for the TWAB, and let's jump into the news then.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got today in the news? Well, let's start it off with what happened on GFN Thursday. So we'll just break it down on what kind of news. So if you didn't know, GeForce Now Source is now up and running. Last week I was having a little bit of issues accessing it, but it seems like everybody behind Stadia Source is now up and going into the GeForce Now. So if you're looking for your content, here is a great place to check it out. So we got a lot of great games coming to the platform this Thursday. Astrigo's Curse of the New Stars, new release. I mean, guys, if you check it out, we have one new release, two new releases, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 new releases plus a oldie, Dual Universe. We got Lego Brick Tales, which is one of the big games, PC Simulator, which has been on a lot of people's radar. Rabbids Parties of Legends, a big Ubisoft Nintendo mashup. Scorn, which was just recently released, a big meat puzzle, which a lot of people have been playing this weekend. And Warhammer, of course, 40,000, which is a big Destiny type first-person shooter, zombie hack 'em up, MMO, RPG. It's got a lot going on. So there's a lot. There's too much, and that's what I was saying at the top of the show. Too much happening in the world of gaming. Like, what is this Kamawazi Way of the Thief? Like, I'm sure that's just going to be an epic game, but there's just so much happening.
There's a lot of video game, that's for sure.
Yeah. On top of this, in addition to GeForce Now's RTX 3080 members can also now stream at 2K 120 FPS via the Chrome browser. Obviously, it's my understanding that you need a screen that's able to handle 120 FPS, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right. No,
Or
that's the 120 Hertz display, yes.
Yeah, you need the Hertz display to be able to do the FPS. Am I mistaken there? Or are
No, I
they
think
different?
you're right. No, the FPS and the Hertz is different, but yes, it's kind of conjunction. You can maybe run a game and go above 60 FPS even though your screen is not compatible to higher than 60 Hertz, if that makes sense. It's two different things, but at the same time they work together.
Yeah, for GeForce Now, if you want to run 4K, you do need a monitor, a PC, a monitor, or the NVIDIA Shield, their special proprietary device.
Yeah, and you need to have the RTX 3080 tier.
Well, that's for that high def. But guess what's coming out with the Chromebooks? The new ones that Acer, Asus, and Lenovo have just announced. That's right. They're coming with 3 months of the 3080 tier pre-installed. Guys, that is an insane value.
Exactly. It's kind of interesting that Stadia got shut down, but they're making deal with NVIDIA.
I know. They're just like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this. Let's be. They're making the same moves we're making here right now, guys. Yeah. These new cloud Chromebooks are ridiculous. I was listening to some of the specs. I mean, they're going to be able to run 2K. They're going to be able to run 120 FPS. They're completely optimized for this next upgrade of 3080 tier for the GeForce Now. It's the perfect companion for this Chromebook, and I look forward to seeing more people being able to access gaming. So, yeah, you can check out the specifications here. Now powering up 100,000 plus games to play. That's with the power of GeForce Now. As you can see on the Google Cloud Gaming Chromebook, you can just see Xbox, GeForce Now, and Luna. Why not PlayStation? I don't get why PlayStation is not in the loop of any of this.
They're gonna when they're gonna release their app, then they're gonna be able to have it there. I guess.
I have the app on my PC right now. I don't.
What app? Do they have an app? I thought they did.
Yeah, I have the app on my PC right now. I can play PlayStation Now on my PC, just like. And it even, anyways, I have a bit of, I don't get what PlayStation's doing wrong here. They're just not being included in the cloud conversation.
That might be right. I don't know.
Yeah. So
maybe they struck a deal.
Yeah. The keyboard is RGB gaming keyboard. So lots of fun colors. 120 hertz high resolution display. So you really see that. I mean, to be honest, I don't see a difference between these two pictures, but a lot of people do, and they love it. Tap search and launch games in seconds. So what, Destiny 2? Right, because Destiny 2 on GFN is really the only place to play in the cloud. That's funny how they're showing this. I wonder if the people at Bungie are like, what are you doing, Google? Like, we were 100% involved with you guys, and now you're just showing, like, on the Google page, it being opened on GFN. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who
knows, right?
Best in class, NVIDIA's got some top tier graphics if you ignore everything coming out of Amazon, and stream Xbox games on your cloud Chromebook. I'm pretty sure you could also stream the PlayStation games as well. They're just not telling you can. You have to be able to download that PlayStation app on this Chromebook.
So if you own a PlayStation, if you own an Xbox and you have it upstairs, you can stream game from your Xbox into the cloud, even though they're not available in the cloud, if that makes sense. So if you have the game on your Xbox, you can stream automatically and you can play on the cloud.
That's remote play. So PlayStation has that as well.
Exactly. So I'm surprised they don't mention PlayStation. I guess maybe there's an argument between Google and Sony there.
Or I think PlayStation may say we don't want to advertise the cloud. I don't know. We just want it as an extra experience for people. But check it out. So it comes with an i3. It's kind of low. 8 gigs of RAM. 128 gigs of storage. So.
I think that's the thing with what Squid is saying here. Is that the doesn't have like Chrome OS support. So if the app doesn't have Chrome OS support, it's not gonna work. But if you're on Windows, it will work, right?
Right. I'm on Windows. Yeah. Squid's dropping the knowledge bombs. Pow, pow, ink splatter, ink splatter. No, that's a very good point. Oh my gosh, Squids, you should just be playing Splatoon right now. I just thought, like, how much of a perfect combination of Squids and Splatoon 3 could there be, man? I swear, yeah. Now I want to get Splatoon 3. Anyways,
That's funny.
moving on, a very affordable entry to gaming. In my opinion, you could also get an low X Series X, but at the same time, you get a computer which you can do a lot of things with on top of just gaming.
And the thing with Chrome OS is quite basic. It doesn't have that heavy power. Like, I think Windows is trying to get better at it, where like they don't have so much running in the background. Where that's the thing what they did with the Chrome OS is not a lot running in the background. You can uninstall some of those apps, but they're not constantly running, so it's make it easier for doing anything on them, right?
And you get a bunch of perks like YouTube Premium, Google One. So it's a lot of cool stuff happening on that laptop. But I digress.
I look into getting one a while back before getting a normal PC, and now I'm like, it make it quite interesting, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm just, I need more from my PC, and that's just me. So, but anybody looking just to cloud game and have a PC, like that would be a good choice. So this is a big game coming out to GeForce Now this week, I believe. Let's take a look at the trailer here. So right off of the bat, I'm feeling like old gen graphics. I get that feel here.
That's so gross.
Curse of the Stars. So this is a highly anticipated game.
Make me think of Phoenix Rising or something like that.
Yeah, but even like I would say less capable graphics.
Maybe that's the thing. A lot of the games nowadays, it's not about the graphic. It looked like a cartoonish graphic in this case.
There's some gameplay.
Yeah.
It almost gives me that. What's that game we were playing for a second? You played a lot more of it. The Canadian-made game on Stadia. Outward. Oh my God! Look at that slime.
Okay.
I could see it be a inventory-heavy RPG explorer, but the combat looks fun. It's kind of got that Chronos kind of graphics for me.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, interesting. Like I said, anticipated game coming to GFN. It's gonna look pretty as heck on that 3080 tier. So, oh wow, it looks like there's a lot. Oh, those boss fights. I like those boss fights. It looks like it's really heavy on the game mechanics, which could be interesting.
Yeah, attaining some power, some special attack, so you can move on. It might be quite linear.
Available now everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Jeez. Well, actually, I didn't see PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation was there.
Were they?
Not Luna. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were. No, just no Luna.
No Luna.
So explore the magnificent city of Aphes, inspired by the classical Greek design. So yeah, very much that Phoenix Rising vibe. Combine and change your weapons on the go. Equip 2 different weapons, and weapons at once become unpredictable in combat. So there's a lot of gameplay elements in the weapon choices, which I like to see. Battle more than 60 different enemies and encounter 22 different bosses in the main stories and side quests. So I like those boss scenes that they had. They sort of lock you in. You're then fighting against the boss, and sort of like that mono. Maybe you can crank the difficulty up to give it that extra bit of reward. And decide the fate of Affys. Every decision you make in Astrigos matters, and you will affect the story. So obviously, it's going to change. It kind of gives me that Fable feel where you make decisions and the world changes around you. And then, every game, find collectibles, complete numerous side quests, and forge your destiny in New Game Plus, so you can play it again. Interesting.
Definitely.
Some magic powers and a girl with a staff. Well, I hope it does. I hope it does well. And on GFN, so may check it out. I wonder what the cost is on Steam. They didn't tell us, but
it probably vary like in the places and stuff like that.
I'm trying to open these links. Come on. I feel like, the GeForce Now source website is just sometimes slow for me.
Interesting.
But the Ozymandias Bronze Age simulator is now available to play on GeForce Now. So, some interesting stuff. I'd be able to show you more, but it's decided not to load for me. Do you have it up on yours at all, or no?
Let me see here.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, it's loading. Yeah, it's taking a while to load.
I think maybe because they're over in the UK. I don't know.
No, it shouldn't matter.
So this is a simulator. It kind of gives me those Risk vibes. But by the way, they have so many simulators out on GeForce Now. I was looking through them. They have the City Skylines, which I was a huge fan of. But damn, we got that game on Pro. Like, it's just, you can't get that one back, for instance. And that's such a big one. So this kind of gives me like Civilization vibes, build cities, very tactical, very computer based. You're growing your tribe. All of these games bring me back to Command and Conquer, real-time strategy, Age of Empires, rolling around in that Corvette.
This one made me think more of civilization.
Right. Yeah, because you're collecting your resources more in depth than that real-time strategy.
Yeah. Interesting though.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing some gameplay. I'm sure there's a bunch of streamers out there who's gonna love that title. 8 handmade maps, 52 empires to play, single player, multiplayer, and a distilled design. So it looks like a real chill back game, in my opinion. You want to sit back, chill with a simulator, simulate some simulations. Maybe that's what we're in. Some sort of human.
We're in the Matrix. I've saw a video that we're 50% chance to be in the Matrix.
Exactly. That makes me think we're in one more than ever in those. We see so many simulators. It's like, is that what we're in?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, that's what happened in GFN this week. And let's jump into some other news stories because we're more than just a one shade gamer. We talk about all gaming stuff. That being said, we're talking about Google Stadia. It's shutting down, has claimed its first game victim. So I'm very, very sad to say this update happened this week, and just like a special shout out to the Outcasters and everybody at Splash Damage. I just want to read this message. It's a heavy heart that we inform you that we do not have plans to bring Outcasters to other platforms at this time. Outcasters was designed and built exclusively for Stadia, with many of its systems heavily reliant on the platform, significantly increasing the complexity of the work required. Money, it was way too much money. We still firmly believe that cloud gaming has a bright future in our industry, providing easier access to games than ever before, and we're encouraged to see that other platforms still champion this cause. GFN, Xbox, Luna, PlayStation, everybody else. As our final thank you to all that supported us, we put together a short video showing a rare behind-the-scenes look at various stages of development from our humble beginnings to today. Thank you, /Danage. So I highly, highly suggest... Oh, I guess that's happening.
Yeah, it's running. It's a little bit laggy, but
Yeah, a little bit laggy, but it's only 40 seconds.
uh,
All the splash damage funds. I know Ninja is going to be playing with the community every Wednesday as a little goodbye homage. So at least catch him out next Wednesday if you're looking to play, I believe, 6 p.m. EST, or jump in while you can. You know, thanks for playing. But it was short-lived. It's a short-lived game, and it lived and died on Stadia.
who knows? Maybe they're gonna make Outcaster 2 and then just like put it on all the platform.
Maybe.
Might be easier
Maybe.
to do it from the ground up.
Yeah. It just sucks that, you know, another one bites the dust, another sad story.
No,
But
definitely.
we have to move on, and I'm sure months from now we'll be talking less and less about the Stadia shutdown. But we move on to a little game that both Nads and I know I'm excited for, and I think Nads may be excited for as well.
I am.
So this is a little bit of footage we have after the commercials, obviously, of some Sonic Frontiers. So I wanted just to go through the footage and just I've never really like jumped in deep into what this footage looks like. Next time I'm gonna have figure out how to better display this, because I don't want it to be all glitchy on our screen. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
With these videos?
It's like kind of like stuttery, right? But it gives you the idea of like all the skills, like how you unlock skills and stuff like that, and how the gameplay work. I know it's like it doesn't show that well, but the idea is there. It's like an open world, but it's still type of linear. Like the Sonic's game has always been a weird one, right? I always loved the Sonic game. Like I've played a lot of them, I think, since the Sega Genesis, or is it the Genesis? Yeah. But I remember on the Dreamcast too, it was good. It was just glitchy a little bit, but hopefully it's gonna become as good as it says. So, and the good thing is that we're gonna be able to play on Steam. So probably GFN is gonna have it too. That should be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of interesting things. You see that they've gone more open world, they've gone skill trees, they've gone big open world boss fights. They're really taking a lot of successes from other games and bringing it into the Sonic universe. I mean, previously we've seen the old arcade style Sonics where you're literally just very linear 2D side scroll path with crazy speed. So we'll be seeing a big jump and big new dive into a brand new universe. And I guess we'll really see how successful this game is if we get a Sonic Frontiers 2. I think that will be the big tell. But from what I see here, I think we're going to be in for a pretty awesome game. And I'm a big fan of Sonic, so I hope it does very well. I know people are saying it's a little stale with the in-between, and that it's a vast open world, but I'm sure they've had tons of time to be working on it, making it better. Like a lot of these moves are seeming real cool. You know, they still have a lot of the same elements that make it a lot of fun, and obviously just being that blue hedgehog and racing around is going to be tons of fun.
I know, that's the thing, and Sega has a bad reputation releasing the last few Sonic like in bad quality. So hopefully they can fix that, and this one's gonna be like proper. They just need to make sure to do a quality control before releasing it. Hell, if they need like closed beta, just do it, like, because it needs to be a good release for them to come back up.
Yeah, I completely agree. Maker of Chaos, thank you. I feel like you should have this little thing where you recommend games to me, because that Blasphemous game was point on my game style. Oh my god, it's so much fun. What are you, Kina Bridge of Spirits? It's also on GFN or PS5. Okay, I'll check it out. I wonder if it is related to more of a Zelda type game, because I think that's what I heard about this Kina game. Have you heard of Kina?
No.
It's supposed to be, I think, a short game, if I'm not mistaken, and
Now you
they
mention about it, I start to think I might have seen some video or footage of
yeah,
it.
I think it's a short like Zelda-like game, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I saw some video footage. That looks pretty well done too. So that should be interesting.
Well, without further ado, I'm sitting back and I'm ready to hear this, but I hear you have a rant coming out here.
Yes, so it's not rant, it's more like talking about some of the stuff that happened recently. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show this video and we'll go from there. I don't know if it's gonna be laggy, but we'll give it a try.
Yeah, we'll have to start uploading our videos before the show.
Maybe, yeah.
So, NVIDIA and Google Cloud. So is this a clip?
Yeah. It's gonna be short.
All right, so Google and NVIDIA are partnering to promote open source and collaborating in open source AI frameworking, including best-in-class infrastructures. Sorry, the volume's not playing.
Yeah. Oh, the volume wasn't playing. Oh, sorry. Basically, just to go over that. Basically, so Stadia shut down, and on Google Cloud next, like announcement, they mentioned that NVIDIA and Google Cloud is combining, doing a partnership to like make AI work better, or like. So basically, the way it looks like is that they shut down Stadia because now they're gonna put their effort into NVIDIA, and I feel that partnership. You saw with the Chromebook, you saw with like other things happening. It's kind of a weird thing that all this is happening, and from my understanding, all the people that work at Stadia, when they shut it down, they got taken into another sector. I'm pretty sure, because I didn't see anything about people complaining they lost their job because Stadia shut down or anything like that. Probably a few people lost their job, but like I'm pretty sure they got absorbed under the Google Cloud section, because they've been working a lot onto the AI platform. They have like more partnership with like a lot of big company across the board, but I found like quite interesting that NVIDIA is partnering with them. I have a feeling they're using some of the cloud technology that Google has to augment and make their GFN working better, or even downloading any of the software update or driver for GeForce experience. So I found it quite interesting. It was like either weird for me, yeah, and then like I totally see that what Triple A is saying, like about like either in YouTube gaming or Google Play. I totally can see that. You can get a Google Play membership you pay per month, where you can get free games also. But I found the cloud part very interesting on that side with the partnership with NVIDIA. So I don't know, it's just something I saw. I was like, oh, quite interesting. I see where it's going, right?
I think what would be interesting is if we start seeing graphic cards that are reliant on high-speed internet connection because they're utilizing Google Cloud to do these AI functions. So we could be reaching a new age of graphics cards where you do need to be connected to the internet. And I mean, everyone's already connected to the internet. So why not start utilizing this and making these graphics cards a lot smaller? Because as we saw from the last 4090, this thing was a powerhouse. It was larger than the PS5, and the amount of power that it was using is insane. I think I saw 850 watts.
Jesus.
So you have to be very careful with these because basically you're plugging that thing into like a stove outlet.
Yeah. So
for a graphics card.
yeah, for what you say there, like it's pretty funny because before Nintendo released the Switch, they had like an idea that the Switch basically will be connected online and using all the other console across the world that are Nintendo Switch, you could increase the power of the graphic of your Switch itself. So there was like, I think it was even with the GameCube, the idea was to utilize the network to have a better quality on your game. So it's not only your console like powering up the game, it's like a combined. So it's like it was before the cloud came out, but like that's the idea. Like if you look, I'm using RTX 3060 for my PC. I'm using GFN now. Why wouldn't I be like able to use both combined, almost like a slide or bridge between the two, and utilizing both power to power up a game to make it even better, right? So it's there, right? So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a combination of things happening in the future where, like, you know, like you said, it's gonna utilize more power from other network, other cloud service. So who knows, right?
Yeah.
The other
Now,
thing I want to bring up is
okay.
that the right now we have GFN RTX 3080 for GFN. We all know that NVIDIA just released the 4080 graphic card, which is a new series. My thought about that is that eventually GFN is going to be either upgrading their RTX 3080 tier to 4080 tier, or they're going to create a new tier to make it more powerful. So I think that the idea to keep the 3080 and have another tier called the 4080 might be the best solution, but we'll see. That would be an interesting one, right?
Could be. I know through some talks with people that the 4080 is more of a developer tool than more of a big graphical leap. And so I think right now the 3080 tier is really pushing out almost very similar graphics to the 4080.
Oh, okay.
From what I've been hearing, the 4080 just has a lot of AI functionality to it, which helps developers sort of utilize that. But I'm just talking out of my butt from what other people are saying.
You might be right. Yeah, I don't see like why, like the 3080 already pushed so much power. So
yeah,
why they're making a new one? Is it because it has more like more GPU? I call it GPU RAM, maybe like higher bigger storage within the GPU. I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Well, lastly, my last bit of rant here. What is happening at PlayStation, guys?
Oh.
There is some suspicious activity happening here, and this is my suspicions why the PlayStation Now is being neglected right now, and why possibly the performance on the PlayStation Now is freaking amazing compared to xCloud. So here's a little article excerpt from The Verge, which is a highly respectable news outlet, I'm sure. But I doubt it's a coincidence that Google and Gakai's pitches sounded so similar, as Gakai co-founder, CEO, and former PlayStation Now chief David Perry pointed out to me in an interview on the day Stadia debuted. Google gaming boss Phil Harrison used to sit on Gakai's advisory board. Jack Buser, Stadia's head of business development, used to run Sony PlayStation's Now. Wow. They're all sleeping with each other. Heck, a clean-shaven Sundar, I can't say his actual name correctly, but that's the guy who apparently canceled Stadia, was one of the first who introduced how Gakai could stream games natively in the Chrome browser 3 years before he became Google's CEO.
Yeah. Sundar Pichai is like this Google's CEO, so
right.
It's quite interesting.
This little, intermingling between Google and PlayStation could could spell something out, I think, moving forward in this cloud gaming universe. I think June 18th, we could see Google go down and PlayStation rise like the Phoenix. We have Destiny 2 now available on the console PS Now to stream. You know, it could be that transition. Because GFN right now is the only place to play in the cloud, and it's really more of an option for the PC gamer. And I think we're lacking that Destiny 2 in the cloud on a console. This could be what's happening. We'll see. We'll see. I just thought I'd like to point this out because it was uber suspicious for anybody.
That is quite interesting. I know there's been a lot of talk that like all the server from Stadia is going to be used for PlayStation now, or like you said, they're all sleeping with each other. So Nvidia making a partnership with Google. They probably have already a partnership with Sony and
oh
with,
my
Xbox.
God, Purple, you're just increasing my suspicions. Like, oh my gosh, don't forget Jade Raymond is now at PS and under. Oh my gosh, yes, Jade Raymond. She moved over to the PlayStation with her New Haven Studios.
That's crazy.
Oh my, see,
it's a big community within all those enterprise, right?
Oh, like a small community, right? I mean, they're all in the same room hanging out, I guess.
Pretty much, I think. Like, I think cloud gaming is gonna become to be like, yes, you have multiple options, but basically you have the same people moving between the different enterprise. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this really strengthens PlayStation's offering and really brings it out there, because I do think it deserves a spotlight with the other platforms. And the fact it's kind of getting neglected now doesn't make too much sense to me. But I think here we see that they're obviously very familiar with the people at Stadia and the technology, and we could see a lot of intermingling. We could see Jade Raymond come out with something in the cloud. Who knows? Let's just see what happens and table this little piece of advice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my little piece of news tidbit I found this week out here.
I like that.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, Bungie, the big first supporter of Stadia, is now owned by Sony. Big, yeah, that's another like tumbling fall, and that's what I'm saying. I really think I'm even thinking, I'm gonna say it right now, when Lightfall drops, we will have Destiny 2 in the cloud in PlayStation.
Yeah, I can see that.
My prediction.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Now they're owned by Sony. Why not? Because Bungie's gonna be, hey, we were in the cloud with Stadia, now we're on GFN now, on GFN, but like really we should be on PS now, so they're gonna be everywhere.
But before we get to the end of the show, I know you may not be prepared for this, but I was able to upload some game clips.
Okay.
So yeah, here's from Blasphemous. These are my game clips. Oh,
nice.
I can't believe Hannah came through on that. That's
I know, I could hear. Did you just add it into oh, there you go, video storage.
And that's, so that video also works a lot better. But you see, I defeated that tough boss. Yeah, it's not easy. Not easy. I heard coughing. Yeah, that was Hannah.
That was Hannah.
I didn't realize the mic was on. Oh, you could
Nice.
hear my yes right at the end too. Another tough boss. See, that game is pulling me in. Oh, it's got everything I love about games too. It's so good.
That's
But yeah,
funny.
I'm really enjoying myself in Blasphemous. Taking out some difficult bosses, experimenting with the little game clip features. But yeah.
I got one to show there.
Oh yes, thanks, Nat. Sorry, I forgot to give you the heads up. I had one. But let's throw in some game clips.
All right. I don't know how to
Oh.
make it full, but there it's showing the bottom. So basically, I was playing with Bliss and Kelson there. And I just kill everybody with the melee attack there. Which
Nice,
is great.
2 for 1.
I always love that, right? That was on
Nice.
GFN, so that was pretty good.
Oh, that's a little clip from GFN.
Oh, I can maximize like this. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm learning stuff. Yeah, a little clip from GFN, so.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that.
Yeah, I'll show you afterwards.
Cool, guys. Well, we've been running a little long, so
Yeah.
let's wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in to the late night Maple Gamer Show, where we're talking about games in the past week, and we're back next week at the same time to deliver more awesome gaming news, GFN updates, as well as Destiny 2's Bungie's TWAB. And if you miss the Canadian gamers and want some more of that sweet maple goodness, add us on socials. I'm at Rudiggz. My co-host, Nad614. You can find him on Steam, GFN, Xbox, as well as follow our little handle here, Next Generation Gaming. For some extra support to the channel, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and hit that notifications bell. We're posting streams and the latest on awesome titles and just having fun in the world of social media at the same time. If you're looking to play some Destiny 2, we'll be playing with the community Tuesday nights, so be sure to grab us then. And yeah, so of course, this show would not be made possible without my awesome co-host leveling up the podcast as always. So thank you, Sebastian.
Thank
And
you.
do you have any closing words before we end the show?
No, just like you mentioned, on Tuesday we're gonna play a community Destiny 2, so probably gonna be collecting some candy for the Festival of the Lost. So we'll see what happened then.
I want some candy.
And make sure you get ready to wear those masks too.
I want candy. All right, guys, and I don't have a little outro thing here, but I will write some. So don't forget to be nice to absolutely everybody. Just, be as nice as you possibly can. Just go out there and be a superhuman being. Plant a tree. Eat vegetarian one night this week. Just go out there and be freaking awesome. And get some gaming in, and we'll catch you next week.
All
See you,
right.
everybody.
See you, everyone.